know, even the trial is over. Those 3 cops were found not guilty. Well, guess what? Manny Ellis' family fight for justice not over, following the not guilty verdicts of Tacoma officers.
Last night, more than 100 people took to the streets in Tacoma protesting the not guilty verdict given to 3 Tacoma police officers. You can see them marching here overnight. They were all acquitted, all of those officers, after Manuel Ellis died in their custody back in 2020.
Now the Ellis family says they will continue to fight for justice for Manny. This morning, we're joined by the family attorney, James Bible, back here live in studio. James, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
The day after this verdict, 3 not guilty verdicts. You've, first of all, spoken with the family, obviously. How are they doing?
Well, they're in a place where they're focused on moving forward. They recognize that they are on the right side of history and justice in this moment, and they recognize that when you push forward in places where we haven't really been before, in terms of prosecutions in the state of Washington, there are likely to be bumps in the road, but we're prepared to deal with those.
When you say bumps in the road, we know through looking and covering the trial, we saw video evidence that seemed clear to many that excessive force was used by police officers, but yet there were more things that came up at the trial about Ellis's history. Do you think that played a role in why the jury decided ultimately to find those officers not guilty?
Well, we didn't just have video evidence. We also had medical evidence from medical examiners, not just the one that originally worked for Pierce County, but others from around the country. There was a wealth of evidence.
Well, the problem is too many people in this day and age as well, you know, except the people that are woken but know they have rights and that see the stuff that goes on. Most people are too dumbfounded or just, they don't pay attention. They're just too blind. They got blinders on. They just got blinders on. They just think that, oh, cops can do no wrong or everything they do is justifiable. Or it's like, or it's like, you know, or it's like, oh, the police officers or they're never wrong or they're the law. Like, you know, yeah, and they get away with so much. I mean, come on. They already got qualified immunity. Then you got jurors want to do this stuff. It's crazy.
That would point directly to conviction in any other circumstance. Ultimately, I think that, yes, there was tremendous deference given to these particular officers by the court. And this is the reason why we have public trials. We have public trials not because cases always go the way they should, but so that the public can actually comment in the event that they don't.
The family's already settled a civil rights lawsuit with the county, Pierce County, $4 million. Still, though, pending is this civil suit against the city of Tacoma. Can you give us any insight into how that's going and what the next step is?
Absolutely. So my work and the work of our legal team begins now. We are the civil team in this case. We plan on litigating this case fully, and we will not hesitate to go all the way through trial in this particular matter because we're very dedicated to the truth coming out. The civil trial has been stalled as long as the criminal case has been in place. I should add that the family and their attorneys plan to reach out to the U.S. Attorney's Office for civil rights charges in relation to this matter.
Nothing has happened in that respect yet, though?
Nothing has happened in that respect. Frankly, I can concretely say that we'll also be filing bar complaints against a number of the defense attorneys in this matter, which is a highly unusual thing for us to do, but it's necessary. Frankly, one defense attorney told me, "Move on, boy," as I was walking out of the courtroom, which to a person that looks like myself is a racially derogatory term, historically so. These are the people that represented these officers.
This is an attorney that said this to you?
This is an attorney that said this to me in a courtroom in front of other people. Now, he has since written a letter of apology, but that letter of apology doesn't change the vigor with which he used those words and that he used those directed towards me. Other defense attorneys in this particular trial falsely claimed that I had somehow paid witnesses or might have paid witnesses or encouraged them to destroy their phones. I think the Bar Association has a strong stance on making untruthful statements about other attorneys, and we're going to test that out. So there's a lot that happened in this particular case that was unusual. There were concerns that that our attorneys, that the family, and the others that actually watched had in relation to how the judge actually presided over this case and the finger on the scales of justice that we think was present.
Okay.
So pretty clear this is far from over, although we have reached a verdict in the criminal charges with everything that you just revealed to us. So thank you for coming here and sharing your perspective and just letting us know what was